Whatever emotions you have towards that man, please put them aside until it's all over. Now, for now, please continue your story.
As you wish. And so that cowardly body double must have panicked when an eyewitness suddenly appeared from the skies. He then pointed a gun at me and fired.
The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly.
I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but talk about a close call.
You say you tried to get away right then.
That's right. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem with this statement? There is a problem because you have a K in your balloon. You must have placed K on the rooftop. You couldn't have gotten away before then, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor.
No!
I looked around for a bit and then landed on the roof.
Please add that statement to your testimony so that I can smack it in your face.
Sure, I don't mind.
We're gonna press it first.
After the double fired one shot, he entered the hatch on the 51st floor.
You mean the hatch that leads to the hidden storeroom for the black market auction? Black market auction? Huh? I don't really want to remember, but that was 2 days ago, right? You don't remember? I told you about this, Kay. After you got the head back? It's okay, it's alright, it's okay. Indeed, the black market auction was held on the 50th floor of the Grand Tower. A lot of people must have been coming and going through the storeroom during the incident. Indeed, if the devil truly did enter the storeroom, as Simon said, it's strange that no one noticed him. The problem here is when this incident occurred. If we know the precise moment, then a certain piece of evidence may come in handy. Eyewitness testimony from the balloon. So that means if Simon hadn't come, Judge Courtney would probably have been in danger. So wouldn't that mean he saved her life? The motive behind Mr. Key's actions was probably not so noble. After all, this man was there to commit a crime, just like the fake president. To expose his crimes, I'll need to listen carefully to his testimony. There must be an opening somewhere. Alright. Let's shove those squirrels down his pants. Face, throat, somewhere else. Those squirrels are going somewhere uncomfortable. Because we have testimony from one Miss Lotta Hart that says the president never passed through the storeroom. Never at all. She was paying very close attention. And the president's not an easy man to forget. Once again, you lied.
Lied?
The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves it.
What? How can you trust that sham journalist's testimony? What'd you say? Excuse me? Rolling up my sleeves, not coming back down till you are. You can't insult my mentor like that.
2 nights ago, that lady was staking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof?
Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 51st floor to leave the roof, then only one route remains. How did the body double leave the roof without using the elevator or the 51st floor? He must have used the Lion Ballon.
Take that!
The body double flew.
He
Flew? Simon Keys, he rode in your balloon.
Objection!
Hey, stop joking around. That's the job of my profession. Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift?
Objection!
The elevator had a security camera, and the 51st floor was being watched by Miss Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
Objection!
At the circus, we often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you've got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here.
What?
Hey you, Lotta, was it? I'd like to ask you something. Are you saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time without any breaks?
Well, wrecking course! I ain't no mistakes in my testimony!
Objection!
Really now? But didn't the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint?
I ain't mentioned it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted. Well, something like that. Might have been drunk. Hard to say. So something did happen. Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling into the storeroom floor. But if Kay falling into the storeroom caused her to faint, then the president couldn't have gone down before Kay fell, or she would have been seen. He would have had to go down after Kay fell, so it still doesn't work. What's your point? Nobody's perfect. And the timing doesn't save you.
Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on?
Objection!
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the roof.
Objection!
In that case, I have a theory on how things happen.
Okay, so Edgeworth immediately pointed out my theory, and he doesn't care.
After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, she went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom.
What? No. No. I know. You're just making things up now. So one of you is hiding.
Objection!
Good grief, you guys still have... Good grief, you guys still haven't noticed?
What if the body double stayed hidden until Lotta had fainted? And then he went down to the 51st floor.
That can't be.
Precisely. The locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked.
My. Gah. Goo. He even said it in my voice.
But wait, there's more. I told the hidden body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice, but got himself killed instead. In other words, the one who murdered the body double was none other than John!
John had no motive to kill the body double.
Objection!
She knew he was the real president's son.
And how would he have known that?
Because I told him so in a letter! I've been pulling on the strings!
What did you say? That is a lie.
Yep, it's all a lie.
Huh?
But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John? It's true that I caused Lucilla's head to fall, but I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying. Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the bug. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall, the body double was crushed to death. That settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations! All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place, as Mr. Edgeworth would say. The logic fits. Now then, any rebuttals? Manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds just like me, right? I did the same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall? You understand now? The body double's real killer is the truth that I provided them gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth you're so fond of.
Impossible.
Hey, you detectives over there, hurry up and arrest this murderer, huh? What is a murderer? Help, no! Why aren't you moving?
Damn!
I thought so. Just admit it. In the end, aren't you all the same as Blaze and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. How easily it can be distorted to best suit your needs. This law you all believe in.
That is by no means true.
If you're not gonna arrest anyone, maybe I should have a talk with the policeman outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take action. They take orders from me if I put on a police hat and then do like a silly clown police officer routine. Toot toot. That's how police work, right?
Siren Keys, your testimony isn't over yet.
Really? I figured you'd try to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win, right?
I have a lot of evidence, just it's about a lot of things.
But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk! Whoa! That's huge!
That much?
It's only natural. After all, the fate of the true culprit, John Marsh, is at stake here.
Hey, Miles? Why don't you take a nice deep breath? Mr. Shields? At times like this, you should take a breather and think back. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. How's about, for example, we think of it like this. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather, if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that? Turn my thinking around. Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help? Circumstances that would have allowed the body double to get on the balloon. That's right. The body double not only had a large build, but he also had a gun. And in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system. Which means it can't be.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this! Anything? Are you scared yet?
This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow. Rebuttal!
Manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds like just like me, right?
So you manipulated the body double and John to your will. You seem rather persistent about that, aren't you?
Very much so. I'm an animal tamer after all. And isn't the greatest animal in the world man?
No, it's me! No, it's Phil! No, it's cat! Meow!
I just tell people the truth in order to help them get revenge. They should all be thanking me.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm kinda scared. Steel yourself, Kay. One who sows seeds of revenge as a jest. This is an opponent we must stop at all costs.
The sins of the past are scary. So scary. You'll never see your retribution coming. I do the same thing to Knightley and Blaze.
Confessions! So you still intend to insist that you were not directly involved to the very end.
Right? I never dirtied my own hands. I just like to watch. As they hate and kill each other, never realizing that they were being manipulated all along.
Spectating from afar, just like you did 12 years ago.
You mean the SS5 incident? That's so funny. If I remember correctly, all your father's hard work amounted to nothing. Wouldn't you normally call someone like that incompetent?
Growl! You!
Agent Lang, Restrain yourself.
Damn it!
We don't know the conclusion your father arrived at. However, we are here now because we chased after his footsteps.
Sorry to interrupt your little moment, but I don't believe that kind of idealism will solve anything. Besides, at any rate, there's no way the body devil could have gone for a ride in my balloon.
That's the only way the devil could have gotten off the tower.
Well, let's suppose that was the case. Even if I had carried the body double down, what's the problem with that?
So admit it, you did carry the body double.
Let's not make a fuss over absurd opinions, Mr. Edgeworth. That's just not like you. You think the body double held me at gunpoint and asked me to go on a sightseeing joyride? There's no way that could have happened, and you know that full well, don't you?
It's possible you negotiated with him by using the information about John as a bribe.
But he shot at me, remember? There's just no way we could negotiate.
In that case, what if you used sleeping drugs and transported him while he was knocked out?
Then allow me to ask, have they detected any
traces of sleeping drugs from his body? It's no good. I can't find any openings.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there something more interesting we should be talking about? The devil was crushed by the monster's head, right?
Was it? Allow me to propose a question. Was the devil really crushed beneath the monster's head?
For a genius prosecutor, you sure are quick to withdraw your previous statements. Weren't you the one who deduced that he was crushed by the monster's head to begin with?
Indeed, I certainly came to that conclusion once before. However, that was when we knew of nothing else that was capable of crushing him to death.
Knew? Why the past tense? It's not like there's anything else now, you know? The body double was crushed to death by the monster's head. That is an unshakable fact.
Is there nothing else? Some decisive evidence that connects the man to the crushed president?
How unsightly. Mr. Edgeworth, why don't you stop this useless struggle? Besides, don't you already know who the culprit is, remember? Think about it. Who was it? It was John. John did it. And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall?
Certainly, the one who caused the monster's head to fall was John. However, even John himself admits to that.
Well then, doesn't that settle just everything? Good job, guys! Case closed! The one who killed the double was John Marsh. And says the police just happened to be here.
No, not yet. There's still room for further investigation.
Don't force yourself. Well then tell me, what else is there to investigate? And if you can't, I want that kid arrested as soon as possible. You aren't gonna overlook a crime, are you? Am I wrong?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do? Is there really no hope left? Think. If Mr. Keyes killed the double, then the murder could only have occurred when the two met face to face. What he had with him at the time must be the real murder weapon. Darn it, does he intend to play us here until the very end? The body devil's cause of death was rather unique. If he was crushed under the monster's head, then the killer would be John after all. Isn't there anything else that could have crushed the double? Something else that could have crushed the body double. So I think he must have been crushed with the balloon, right? But how do we prove it? Oh man. So we just, let me look at this. Can I check the balloon? Only boy needs a culprit. Let's tie him up with this rope. As an expert in rope escapes, I know how to make knots that can never be untied. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but handcuffs seem like a more reliable alternative. I was wondering if these ropes were in here for a reason, and like, maybe he had cut it, and that caused the whole thing to just land on him.
Objection!
John was not the one who killed the body double. He was crushed by a monster.
Quit clowning around. This isn't like you at all. No. Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster.
The one who understands the heart of monsters is you.
Not even I have monsters for friends, you know.
Stop being so modest. Didn't you have one very important friend? A monster you control at will. Simon Keys, you're the one who killed the body double.
That's...
Lion balloon.
A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, wouldn't you agree?
Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in.
I see. Although it floats in the air, the balloon still weighs several hundred pounds.
When the devil threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body devil wanted to get on or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters. Because what you carried in your balloon was the body devil's corpse.
Objection!
It's a lot of balloon presenting, you're right.
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death.
What did you say?
That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 p.m. last night.
Last night?
That's right, the very night that Moose's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on! How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever. You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad. Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself?
Is my logic wrong?
Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge is a success, all thanks to your logic.
If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death, like they always do in these games.
And what's more, dang Gustavia, was it? You even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident!
Dame Gustavia at the IS-7 incident. That's it. Gustavia killed Dover and hid his body in a block of ice. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected.
That is correct.
It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction!
How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon?
I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Rowland keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets?
I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father.
Objection!
I hate to say it, but like father, like son, you're the spitting image of him, Simon. The father you hated so much. Huh? What are you talking about? It must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did. To throw off the victim's time of death. We rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal.
The refrigerated warehouse?
You saying that I threw off the time of death?
How would I have done that? The answer lies in where you hid the body of Double's body. This was the place you used to hide the body. It would have to be... It was the warehouse over here. Because it was near the Way Center and you could hear the fireworks from the Coliseum. So it's over here. Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body, along with John's kidnapping. It seems that everything is coming together.
The kidnapping? Why are we going back to that? I don't know a thing about it!
Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right, you kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse. 18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way.
What? My father? The one who abandoned me did the same thing?
Who would have guessed that both father and son would use the same method?
Objection!
Stop it! Don't lump me in with that guy! My father, I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us.
Objection!
You may think so, but even now your bond with Mr. Gustavia still remains. Didn't say you say once before, I don't like sweets? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think?
You guys have no idea what you're saying!
You to deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? Particularly, your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to light just as his were.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna break down. You losers! I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all.